Hi there, Mystery Baker here. Hope you're all doing well. As you may or may not know, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a video series on how to make your first birthday cake. And I'll actually be making a giant cupcake for you. And what I like to show you is the process you go through when you're making a cake from start to finish, really. And that includes baking the cake, but that will come later. But this tutorial is going to show you how to make some of the elements for the cake, and I usually do this in advance because once the fondant is dry and it's put in an airtight container, it will, or covered, well, it'll last a long time. So in this tutorial I will be making some of the more simpler elements because these my tutorials are predominantly for the beginner. So I'll be making and showing you how to make couple of slices of Battenberg cake, chocolate chip cookies, and possibly some donuts. So we're going to start with the Battenberg cake, and for that you need some yellow and pink fondant and a little square cutter, okay, and some cocktail sticks and a rolling pin and some icing sugar and some CMC, but that's basically all you really need. Now I don't follow a tutorial. I haven't read a book on how to make this, so my version might be different to yours, but this is how I would make a Battenberg slice of cake. So what I've done to speed this up, because there's other demonstrations I want to show you, I've cut out 2 pink squares and 1 yellow one. So how I would tackle this, and I'll just show you one for now, is you get some yellow fondant, and then with your CMC powder, and what the CMC tallows powder does, it changes the consistency of your fondant, and it changes it from a soft, gooey, sugary, stretchy fondant to a more solid, and it's very similar to that of polymer clay and flour paste. Not exactly, but it gives you that effect. So I dip it in, and that's all I need. A little goes a long way. You don't need a lot, and I just knead that through like so, and then I roll into a ball, sausage, okay, and then I kind of roll it in on itself and keep doing that a couple of times, because that then makes sure that the tallows powder is placed and distributed evenly throughout your fondant. So that's that. Now usually, and I bring it back to a ball, and usually you can leave that a couple of minutes before you start, but this is a demonstration and I just want to get on and show you. So with a little bit of icing sugar, like that, place your fondant down and begin to roll, turning as you go. And you don't need to, and then I'm just bringing it back on itself just to bring it up, and then I'm flattening it, just smoothing it, very gentle pressure, just to give it a nice straight smooth top. And then I'm going to cut with my square cutter a piece out like that, piece out. Okay, and then I should have a ball tool somewhere just to ease this out, but if not, that'll do. I'm just going to push that out like that. So you've got your little square. It's as simple as that, really. And then I hope it picks up, because I might have to zoom in, so hang on. Okay. Yeah, possibly. And so with your cocktail sticks, okay, you can tape these together, but with your cocktail sticks, bring them all together, and we're going to give it kind of some texture on the top. And very gently we will do this, and we're just bouncing the cocktail sticks over the square, just the top. Don't need to turn it as you go if you want, just to add some more texture, like so. Right to the edges as well, don't miss them out. Okay, just gently, because it's still soft, but you need it to be soft for it to make the indentations. And it has like a spongy texture now. And that is it. And that will go with the others. And I will let that dry, and I will do it now. And I'm going to go and get on with some jobs while this dries out. But when I come back, I'll do a little bit of painting using a bit of pink sugar flare. I'm just going to add it to some vodka, or you can use gin, and I'm going to paint just to make some jam. So it looks like jam going around the edges of a Battenberg, because when you see a Battenberg, it does have that kind of pink sticky jam going around it. So I'll do that when we come back. Back in a bit. Okay, so it's had a couple of minutes really, maybe 10 minutes. It will be starting to dry out, but I still have to be delicate with it. So what I've done is I've put some pink colour gel in and mixed it with some vodka. Actually, this was vodka. And I've made a bit of a paint. It doesn't have to be too much because you only need a very small amount. And what we're going to do is, using a gentle pressure, we're just going to put a little bit of jam going around the edges. Can you see? Steady hand-ish. Sorry. Oh dear. And turn as you go to make it easier for you. And that is that. That's your jam added to the edges. And now I'm going to let that dry, and I would recommend that you do the same. And I like to do my tutorials exactly how I would be doing it if the camera wasn't rolling. So I will let this now dry for about 10 minutes. It'll still be sticky, but I just have to be gentle with it. And when we come back, we will create the Battenberg. Back in a bit. Okay, so I'm just putting some cornstarch down, or you can use icing sugar on my work surface. And I've also added some CMC Taos powder, not a lot, to my yellow fondant. You know, Battenberg cake, it is a childhood memory. I do remember seeing it at parties, and I think it was the bright colours that attracted me to it. I don't know about you. It's one cake I haven't actually made, funnily enough, and I have made a lot of different types. Battenberg is not one of them. So I've rolled it into a sausage, and we're going to start rolling out. Okay, so at first just gently, and then obviously I want the width, so I kind of just put a gentle pressure just to even that out, and then we start rolling, starting from the middle and working out. I tend to do it that way anyway, and trying to keep it straight. It'll go off skew whiff. They do, but I'm just trying to keep it relatively straight, like so, like that. Yeah, I'm quite happy there. That should do, like so. Can you see? And then with a knife, I've got a blade and ruler. You can pick these up from craft stores. I'm just going to straighten off that edge. Okay, straighten that off a little, like that. And then kind of judge the depth of your square and kind of, you know, or you can measure it, but I tend not to. I tend to just use my eye and go with that. And if it's a little bit off, it's a little bit off. This is live coming at you. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently soften those edges with my fingers. Gentle pressure. Gentle pressure. See, there's a little bit of an edge there. Just take that off and be gentle. Just pat it down to soften the edge and go all the way along, like so, like that. And leave that there, move that out of the way, move that. And then we're going to need our glue now. So what I've done is the CMC Titled powder is so wonderful because not only does it make great modelling fondant, it also makes amazing glue. So I've just added a little bit into there and added water, and so I've got a little bit of glue. So what we're going to do here, we're going to bring our Battenberg over, and we want like opposite how it is. So I push a little, push it, and then push it together like that. Okay, and then a little bit of glue on there, a little bit of glue on here, and you want the opposite. Okay, so come. It takes a little bit of manipulation because I have rushed this and they're not dry and the paint is still sticky. And then with the last one, you want a little bit of glue on there, and it'll all come together once you get them all in. So push that in, move my glue out of the way, and then just gently push those together like so. How adorable, how pretty. Again, with your glue. Now I'm going to go all around the sides, just a tiny amount. Don't over wet it because it can become a real sticky mess. Now I'm just going to have to guess and go around the back because I can't see. Story of my life. Okay, and then we're going to bring in our strip like so, like this. Bring it in here. We're just going to manipulate it round like that, just gently. Can you see what I'm doing? Doing the same with this side, like so. Bringing it round, like so, like this. And doing the same like that. And then push them all kind of together like so. Can you see? And it's not perfect because guess what? When you cut a slice of cake, it isn't perfect, is it? And then I'm just going to get rid of that edge like that and just allow that now to dry. Okay? And there is your first piece of Battenberg cake. And you can make as many of these as you want. If you want to make larger Battenberg slices, you can just use a larger square. It's as simple as that. So that's how I make my fondant Battenberg slices. Aren't they adorable? Right, when we come back, we're going to start the cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Back in a bit. Okay, let's start on these chocolate chip cookies, shall we? So I've got 2 shades of brown. I'll need more of the lighter shade, and I've added some CMC powder to my fondant, and just like I did with the Battenberg cake that I made. And you're going to need to start rolling. So start rolling your fondant, moving as you go, like so. Like this. It's quite therapeutic making elements for cakes. Although I'm here now filming in my kitchen, I usually do this, you know, with a tray and put all my stuff on a tray, and I go and sit and watch TV with my feet up and make little bits because I'm like that. So I've just rolled out my chocolate fondant, and you can use different things to make texture, but all I've got is some greaseproof paper, and I've scrunched it up. And I'm just going to add some texture to this, like that. Okay, can you see? And then with any size cutter, round cutter, you know, whatever size you like, just going to cut and take that away for now. And there you have it. And then what I tend to do is I try and, because it's a perfect circle right now, is I just soften those edges first, gently, like this, like that. And then I kind of press down the edges as it would have, you know yourself when you make homemade cookies, it kind of thinner at the edges than it is in the middle. So you're just adding some indentations to make it, and not so perfect, if you understand. Not so perfect. And then again, if you need to add any more texture, just bring that in. Like so. Like that. Oh, that's my Alexa. Annoying as it is. Okay, so with the darker shade, we're going to add some chips. Okay, some choc chips. So I tend to, if I'm making a lot anyway, I'll move that out of the way. Just move that over there, out the way. I kind of roll it into a sausage shape, like so. Sorry, I'm in the, I came out of view of the camera there. I hope you find that my tutorials, you know, interesting at least. I hope you learn something, you know. And then you just cut little sections off, because if you're doing a factory production line, you might just need to cut off some little pieces like so. Won't need all that, but and then I'll need some glue. So pick up a little piece, and I like the fact that they're kind of misshapen. I like that because I think that is more realistic. And then just, I like to call this willy-nilly, with in no particular order. Just place them down where you would like, and they don't have to be perfect. And I like the fact that they're not, and that they are different shapes, you know. They don't have to all be the same size and things like that, and that they are different. Maybe a couple more, like so, like that. One more maybe, we'll do another. And again, stick that down, like so. And then, oh, I have no clue why it's going off. Sorry about that if you can hear it in the background. So now I want to add a little bit of dimension. So with what I've used is a little bit of brown colour gel, and again I've mixed it with a little bit of vodka, and I've created a paint. So we're kind of going to burn the edges. So we go around the edges and just, you know how they brown on the edge when they're in the oven, and you can put a little bit on the choc chip too. Go around the edge, kind of singeing the cupcake. Sorry, not cook. Come on, Lisa. Mystery baker. It's been a long morning actually. Done quite a lot as well as this demonstration. I don't know what you're like, but they say working from home, or being at home, you must be bored, but I'm never bored. I promise you, there's always something I need to do. And then I'm just adding some dimension onto this, you know, adding some nice dimension so it looks like it's actually baked in the oven and there's not just one flat colour. I mean, you can use powders for this, dusting powders, but I don't have any brown dusting powder, so I'm utilising my what's the word? I'm utilising what I have, okay, and what I have, and I kind of go stronger around the edges than I do, if you understand. So you want it darker around the edges. I don't want to move this now. I want it to sit here and dry. And you can keep going. You can make as many of these cookies as you wish. But that is my cookie. It will dry, and it will dry slightly lighter. Okay, like this one here. Can you see? It will dry slightly lighter, but it's got more dimension now that I've added that little, I mean, I've added a little bit of colour here, but it's dried off more. And this will do the same, and it just gives it that kind of realism that you're looking for. Okay, you want it to look, you know that it's made of fondant, but you still want it to look kind of a real biscuit, a real cookie. So I'm going to stop it here. Now, this is part 1 of how to make a birthday cake from start to finish. And part 2, I will show you how to make some fondant donuts and some other things. And then it will start on part 3, which is the baking of the cake. And that's all coming very, very soon. And eventually I will list all of the videos from this series in the description box. A big thank you to all of my old and new subscribers. It really means a lot to me. As I say, I'm a home baker. I'm self-taught. Cake decorating was something I just accidentally fell into, and I absolutely adore doing it, and I love showing you how I do my little bits. Thanks for your time, and speak soon. Bye.